So let's go around the league a little bit. We're going to move around
All right.
the association a bit. Russ is playing great in Denver, man. He's 15-5 as a starter. Two of those losses came versus elite teams without Joker. What do you think about Russ's Bruin resurgence this year? And really just with the opportunity he's been given, because the reality is he's always played this great when he's had that been in that position with that opportunity. But what do you think about just the way he's bouncing back this year?
One, resiliency. When you think of Russ, you just think of resiliency. Always, he will figure it out. Once he figures it out, once he's able to play Russell Westbrook basketball within the confines of the team, he's always positive. It's always a positive outcome.
Yeah.
And so having somebody like Joker is the perfect match for him, right? Because he loves dishing and rewarding the big guy, and he's never had a center that plays point guard that allows him to do what he's great at.
That's
backdoor cuts, get on the offensive glass, right? All those little things from a point guard perspective put so much pressure on the defense.
That's fact.
Right? Because like imagine you playing Joker out on the 5. Shot, he shoot a 3. He can just shoot a 3 just to shoot one. It's Russ down there, right? He is a bona fide rebounder, right? And he's a force in the inside. So when you look at backdoor layups, passing, cutting, coming off a pick and roll, getting in the middle of the lane, even if Russ is missing, you got Joker there tipping it in. So, and playing above the glass. So I think that for Russ, perfect fit, right? For Denver, they found their elevated version of Bruce Brown.
Yeah,
that's right, and that's what they missed. I said that. I said that's what they missed last year.
Yeah.
They don't have that dog that can just go and make some shit happen.
Yeah.
Outside of Joker, outside of Jamal Murray, they don't have that idle they don't have that idle person and playmaker. Now you got that with Russ, and he connected with Joker. Man, they gonna be serious in the playoffs. I know that.
Yeah, no, they are for sure. I don't think anybody gonna want to see them during the playoffs. With the way Russ playing.
The difference in the coach, right? Mike Brown, excellent guy, great coach, but usually in times like these, you see teams respond.
Yes.
Right. To new coaches. Just talk about being in the league and seeing that, also not having that, right? Having that stability, what that means as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's crazy because I always tell people I've been very fortunate in my career to be here for 13 years because I am not one that's keen to change. Like I do not like change. I don't keep my stuff the same. And
right.
And so to not have to go through that throughout the course of my career, where you got some guys that got to coach every other year or two, I feel like I would struggle with that a lot.
Right.
Even if it's team to team every other year, like I struggle with that because I just don't adjust to change well. And so to have this is the thing that you do the most. This is the thing in your life that you end up having to spend so much energy and focus on, that to have to make that adjustment every year drive me crazy. And and so I'm very fortunate that I haven't had to deal with that. But when you look around the league, the teams that have the consistency are usually the teams that do best. And the bad organizations that's switching coaches every year, every other year, it usually don't work, and the proof in the pudding is right there in your face. And so, if you even look at teams around the NFL that has had success, Steelers coach, same for many years. Andy Reid in Kansas City, been there for many years. Bill Belichick was with the Patriots for many years. When you look at the coaches that have done well, they've been there for many years. And so as players, we need that consistency. Like you don't want to be adjusted to a different playbook, a different set of coaches, a different philosophy every other year or two. And so I think, when for the guys in SAC, it's kind of like that happy medium, whereas you got a different coach, but Doug has been there. And if I'm not mistaken, Doug was there even before Mike Brown got there on the coaching staff that was there prior to Mike Brown getting there, if I'm not mistaken. And so
I do believe that.
That is still a level of consistency for them. It's a consistent voice that those guys have heard for years. And it's not like it's just some huge change, foreign change, that a voice that they haven't been hearing for many years. And so it makes a huge difference, man, having that consistency. And like I said, I speak about that from experience. I haven't had to deal with much change. I've changed coaches one time in my 13 years.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then talk about like those minor adjustments, because in that change, it was a couple of adjustments, and now, people give credit to Mark Jackson about the foundation he laid. But when the coaching changeover happened, that's when the Warriors took off. And, talk about minor tweaks, right? How if you can fix that Rubik's Cube and get all the colors working and the patterns right, you have something special. And I think, I want you to talk about that as far as coaching, because, being with Kerr, winning championships, your loyalty, right? And just having that brain trust with that dude as well.
Yeah, for sure. So even if you look at like some of the minor changes that have happened, and we've been speaking about the Kings, so in their space, like I said, starting Malik Monk, getting Keon Ellis more minutes, putting more trust in here, giving him more confidence, more consistent minutes that he's getting, right? Like that's one of the big changes for them. Moving Monk into the starting lineup, that's one of the big changes for them. For us, when we switched coaches, we went to the playoff 2 years in a row. And some of the tweaks that Steve brought in, like Mark Jackson did do a great job of laying the foundation. But just when Steve came in, the offensive changes that he made was everything for us. Like our defense was really, really great, and they had got that to an incredible place. But the offensive changes that Steve brought in, the ball movement and player movement, and our offense was a lot more stagnant before Steve came. And so I think just him making those changes, that changed everything because it unlocked a lot of stuff for us. It unlocked the floor for us. And so, you have philosophical changes like that, where Steve come in with some principles of the triangle, but not quite running the triangle, And I think, so that was kind of our changes. And then obviously when Steve came in, I also became a starter, and so that was a huge change.
It unlocked your potential.
It unlocked my potential, and it also unlocked just different things about our offense. Like I play different than D. Lee, you know what I'm saying? And so it just unlocked some different things in our offense that really allowed us to take off.